Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to connect two Bubble apps together using the Bubble App Connector plugin. It's actually pretty straightforward, so I'm going to show you I have two apps here open. I've got Coaching Sandbox and one called Coaching, all right? So on this demo page on my coaching application, I'm actually going to pull in a list of users from the Sandbox application, right? So these users I want to view on the demo page for this other app. So the first thing I need to do is go to the plugins area and add in the Bubble App Connector plugin. Okay, hit done, we'll install it, and we're going to add a new Bubble app. So for app domain, you basically just want to enter in the domain of the app you want to connect to. So I'm going to type in coaching sandbox.bubbleapps.io, and once you do that, Bubble will actually go find that application and pull in the app name automatically. So that actually pulled in on its own. I didn't have to type that in there. Right? I'm going to talk about the keys and the secrets and all of that in just a second, but let's just do a plain old open call to that application's data. So if I add a new API call, I can see these are the data types from the Sandbox application that have been exposed. So car and user. If I go over to my data types, you can see that I have car and user. I also have event, but why is event not showing up here? Well, under the Sandbox settings, let's go to, let's see, where is it? Settings and then API. Okay, you can see that I have under the this app exposes a data API. This is checked, so this number one opens up, it exposes any data types, but then I have to specify which data type specifically. So I have car checked and user checked, but not event. That's why event is not here available for me to choose from there. Right? So you do need to make sure that the app that you're connecting to has to have the data API exposed, so that needs to be checked, and the data types you want to connect to checked as well. Right? So we want to look at the users, and I want to use this data as API. I just want to pull in a list of the users, and we're going to do none for authentication. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my design page and add a repeating group. And the type of content is going to be user, but make sure it's not the user for the app that I'm in. It's actually the user for Coaching Sandbox. So I can see here, Coaching Sandbox user, and then my data source. I want to get data from an external API because ultimately what I'm doing is making an API call to the other application. It is an external API. And then we'll navigate to get Coaching Sandbox user. Okay, and then this will be the results of that. All right, now you can see that I have a couple other options. I can constrain that search if I want, or I can, specify how many I want returned, but we're just going to leave this all open here. And I'm going to add a text to the cell so that I can see something about the user. Let's do current cells users full name. All right, so these are fields that are being pulled in through the API from the other app, right? So let's go to the other app and look at the user table. I have, let me pull up the full name. There it is. Here we go. So we have, looks like 6 users with a full name. I have 2 blanks. So that's actually what we should be seeing in the other app as well. All right, so let's try this out. I'm going to preview the page. Oh, and it looks like I'm coming up with a blank. I'm going to go check out my privacy settings for the user type. I do have a role here, which I forgot about. So this is why I'm currently seeing a blank result. So I have a permission so that when the current user for this app is logged in, they have, a couple things that they can and cannot do and see. But then the default permission has this unchecked, and I do fall in that default camp there because I'm an external source trying to access that data. So I do fall under this everyone else permission, and this is unchecked. So I'm just going to go ahead and check that so that I can find this user data in a search, which is what's happening on this page with this repeating group. So I'm going to refresh that and we'll try again. And now they come up, so that makes a lot more sense here, right? So this was really quick setup to connect and read data from another application. Now, So there are obviously a lot of privacy things involved that I'm actually going to cover in a dedicated video that's all about privacy. But do keep in mind that your permission roles do affect how the the other Bubble app is going to read your data. And also make sure to remember to go to your settings, the API subtab, and expose the types that you want that other Bubble app to read. And let's go to the plugin settings themselves here. Now for matched versions, live versus development, it's basically going to follow whatever version for the database that you're on. So right now I'm in the test version of this application, which means I will be pulling from the test version of the Sandbox application. If I were in the live version of this app, then I would be pulling from the live version of the Sandbox app, right? Usually you want to keep this checked though, so that things are matching, all right? Again, with private keys and client ID and secret and also this authentication, I'm going to cover that in the video about API privacy. But for everything else, it's pretty much just like setting up a call within the API connector. You're really just connecting to another Bubble application. Bubble makes it a little bit simpler to integrate because you don't have to do so much setup with it. You really just got to identify the app itself, and then you can pull in or create calls for any of the data types that the app has exposed for you. All right, and that's a pretty simple setup there. If you have any questions, definitely let me know and I'll help you out. Thanks for watching.